Boom, 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 boom. That's not. We don't have a theme song, so we're just gonna borrow that one because it's a good one. Here at TPC Potomac. Is it Potomac or Potomac? It's an O. Potomac.
Potomac.
Potomac. So nothing.
Potomac.
Nothing I said was right. I'm wearing a green hoodie,
No.
so I'm barely visible here. Dan is highly visible in his ugly golf hat that he wears whenever we play, and we are here. This is a course that this one I didn't find this one very easily. I'm assuming this is
No.
right. Is the do we
I'll find
start?
out.
Do we start with a par four at least?
We do. Let me bring up a scorecard here because I don't even have the scorecard.
You know
I
what?
believe there's
Ron's
not very many
article.
par fives, so
No, Ron's article has the scorecard in it. If you just want to pop over to BS Golf, but yes, the beast of the Beltway, as Dan reminded me off air. It is. There were quotes. I put some quotes in the some quotes from Ron's quote article right in the newsletter, and one of them was Justin Thomas said they could play a U.S. Open here tomorrow. She's like, this is a tough, tough course. We're coming from what was a very easy course and a shitty field down in Mexico to I don't know, middle of the pack field. There's some decent names. It's still not a good field. Most of the big names who are heading to Tulsa are using Craig's Ranch as a warm up.
yeah. Yeah, this is a par four, 440 yards on the card. So how do
Let's
we
take a
look?
look. We're looking close. Dogleg right. Hopefully, it's playing 418. Maybe they didn't lengthen this one, or maybe the pin's just easy. But it looks like this is the big thing we've talked about all week. And obviously, the rough's not going to be tough for me because I'm not going to find it. But the fairway is very, very skinny. This is going to be the whole story all week. This is going to be the story of me today. Is just if you can find the fairways, you're going to be all right. And if you don't, you're going to be in big trouble, which is why I'm on the Rory fade. I'm hitting it like Rory. I'm knocking it 280 in the air here.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Yeah, the it's a par 70, 7,160 yard course. If you're wondering, Wells Fargo Championship, that's probably one of the more identifiable courses. Quail Hollow is hosting the President's Cup this year. So TPC Potomac is hosting this. It's their first time hosting an event, I believe, since 2018. Yeah, since 2018. It hosted 21 times. It's hosted events 21 times on the tour. Frankie Molinari. That's like it's been so long that they've played on this course, the PGA, that Frankie Molinari was still good at golf.
I
Then,
know we talked about that with uh, Jeff and I. You know what he did to this course. It's galling to hear it because we're used to 2022 Frankie Molinari, but at that point in time, Frankie Molinari was a high end player. As we are 1 for 1 on fairways hit, 1 for 1 on greens hit, and 1 for 1 on pins hit. So far
let's
as
go.
yeah, this course is going to play considerably tougher than I'm going to make it look like
Yeah,
again because we have the baby settings on, and I just like to take a nice tour of the course. But weather forecast is showing it should be raining there right now. So the course may be a little softer due to that, maybe a little more receptive. These greens are firm, which is a pain in the butt for second shots that are 200 yards away. But we're looking at some rain throughout the week and possibly some high winds in the weekend. So things could get squirrely. A lot of places where people are going to club down because it's safer. I won't just because I have a brand to think about and I can't be doing that sort of thing. But first par five, first of what, two par fives? That's all we have?
two par fives. Only two par fives. 641 yards lengthened from the last time they played it. Yeah, so two changes taking place from the last time they played here. They lengthened this whole 50 yards to make it 641 yards, and they added a fairway bunker on 18. So this one is a monster, not easy par five, like easy par fives that we're used to seeing on tour. They're not. I mean, the other one's 591. So just monstrous par fives on this course, which is one of the things that makes it such a difficult course for the guys to play. I'm guessing Andy's going to probably have a good shot to break the course record, 62,
62.
3 times in 2018. Kevin Streelman, Abe Answer, and Frankie Molinari all shot at 62. So that's what we're aiming for today, and I'm pretty confident that Andy is going to crush it.
We can still get a green in regulation here, even though we did end up in the rough on our second shot. That is a nasty second shot. This is definitely a three shot. What do you want to call it? A three shot par five.
3-shot hole. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a nice little flop shot here. Try to put it somewhere near from. I'm standing in the bunker, hitting it off a hill. This is incredibly hard. Not a lot of guys can make this shot happen. We'll see what my little avatar does with it. I think a nice flop is kind of in the. Maybe I get the back. I don't get the backspin. It's not biting the green right now. I set it at a moderate. I didn't want to go soft because this is a place that plays like with pretty firm greens. So I went with moderate greens, and not a bad birdie there. I think if you can not lay up your second shot, but if somebody can hit the tar out of it with a 3 hybrid and get that second shot where they have a nice, easy, let's say a 50-yard little chip to put it on for a birdie putt, like you can score on this hole. And this is one of those, that's what they've said about this course is like the holes that you can't score on, don't screw it up. And then take advantage of the ones you can. There's one, I won't even ruin the surprise for 14. We'll ruin it when we get there. There's one
Hopefully
there's one hole that just doesn't match the rest of the the decor. It's a really weird painting in a otherwise very very docile room. So we're looking at what here? Another par 3 that's long. All the par 3s are long here. I mean that's just it.
So fun fact about this hole. So the first time they ever played any kind of golf event here, 1986 is when it was when it opened. It was a senior event. Arnold Palmer played in that senior event, and a practice round on Tuesday, he made a hole-in-one on this hole. Now, he was only playing 182, so I'm assuming he was playing the senior tee. So
and
he got a little bit more of a challenge. Yes. And then the next day, he hit a hole-in-one on the same hole again. There's a plaque there commemorating Arnold Palmer's back-to-back hole-in-ones on this hole, or hole-in-ones on consecutive days, not back-to-back, I would say. So safe play from you there, just to get it on the green. But yeah, all of the par 3s are long here.
Yeah, I mean, with this pin location, this is about as good as people are going to do. So you're hitting a 3 into this, and not a lot of break to this. This actually probably has a chance if I can get this with enough pace. It's ended up below the hole a little, which is annoying, but nice easy one to finish here. If I can go even par on the par 3s, I'll be happy today. Because these are not going to be easy. Yeah. These are not my cup of tea, these long ones. I like one where, give me Golden Bell, where I can actually Golden Bell was a huge disaster for us, wasn't it? We hit the pin, and it's bounced out. Remember that? Is that 12?
I don't know.
At Augusta, remember I aimed at the cup, and it hit the pin and shot like 40 yards sideways?
I don't remember, but that sounds right. I mean, I feel like that's one hole on that course, even in the game, that you can really kind of go at the flag.
Right, just short, yeah. So, all right, another longish, not terribly long. This is actually it says 428 in the game. I'm not sure what you have on your scorecard right now.
440, so close enough.
You can see there's going to be a lot of this too. I'm going to go to an aerial shot here a little bit, maybe zoom out. You can see I'm aiming at 301 fairways, 30 yards wide. You get to 315, it's like 20. There's all these areas where the fairway is going to pinch. So some of these guys that can hit it 300 in the air, there's going to be a case on some of these holes to not do so. Because again, this is not we talked about Augusta. It's not Augusta where it's like, oh, I'll just hit it out of the pine straw. It's easy enough. Or this rough is embarrassingly easy. This is going to be tough rough. So hitting it, pulling the one out of the bag might be a mistake on some of these holes. Again, not for me, but
this
the average fairway sadistic. Look at this.
Yeah. The average fairway width on this course is 30.4 feet. It is the 13th narrowest average fairway width on the tour. So like you said, as far as driving the ball goes, Ron wrote about it in his article. Like one of the only real advantage for long hitters off the tee on this course is that there's so many spots where there's so much elevation change where you're just not going to get the roll off the tee. So being able to hit it farther will give you that advantage. But like you said, I mean, it's just so narrow that driving the ball is not going to be something like using driver rather, not necessarily going to be a great way to approach it.
Yeah, hitting. I mean, those par fives, it's going to help if you can hit it. There's this. I can't think of the
Yeah.
guy's name. There's a guy who he actually didn't bring his driver to the last two events or whatever because he hits it too far. And he says he has his layup shot is like a cut that goes 330. So I want to get him and Wilco Neednobber in the same room and see what we can do because there's some guys who are doing what Bryson's doing, but more organically, and
Yeah.
it's amazing how far some of these people hit the ball now with this club speed and all the advances. Now it's a Stealthwood age, guys. So another par
Yeah.
four. That's gonna be a theme. Lots and lots of par fours in a row. Not quite drivable, but you're gonna end up with some people with some very, very short chips here because of the. This isn't a terribly long one. This is a nice, easy one if you can
Yeah.
manage to stay out of trouble. Again, right after 300 yards, it pinches, and if you get pinched, you can end up rolling off into some. Look at some nasty. That's out of bounds, I think, over there. You end up
Oh,
with.
yeah.
I don't know. Is that? Let me look at that. Like, oops, I'm zooming in. It looks like, yeah, those are orange markers. I don't know if that's out of bounds or what. I wouldn't think that would be. Let them hit in the water if they want. But yeah, fairways guarding. Well, I mean, there's just so many bunkers guarding these holes too. Very, very difficult stuff all around. So even if you end up in a nice spot here, I think you're probably catching your breath after watching that tee shot roll. Did I like throw my club there? What happened? Oh, there's a pin. Two
Oh,
pins.
and Andy hit the flag. That is 2 flags hit today for Andy.
Yeah, and the nice part is the way it caromed. Love that word. You can only really use that in when a ball goes off the wall in the outfield in baseball for the most part. But it caromed off the pin into a nice flat area where I have a pretty straightforward putt for birdie here, even though it is 14 feet ish. And let's go. Bringing up my
Knocks it off.
putting stats. Putting stats are always struggling for me. I don't know if we were able to actually get any information on which holes play the toughest. I think it's probably
The
just
only
it's probably all the threes and then a couple of the long fours. And the fives are easy despite the length.
mhm. The only hole that I have any kind of shot information on is the 11th hole, uh, which we'll get to later. One of the notes, I love Ron's articles. Ron's article stuff legitimately is very informative, but I love how he writes the first 11 holes have been described as, quote, punishing, end quote. So if you're wondering what we're dealing with here on this course, this one, this is one of the longer fours. This one's
Yeah,
listed at
I have
484 yards.
I have 164 to the pin after absolutely drilling my drive. I'm hitting it. That's the thing. These guys are going to be hitting fives and sixes into the green, and if the green is playing, they're not tiny, but if they're playing firm and you can't get under a ball because you have to hit it 175 yards, like there's going to be a lot of guys not holding these greens, and then I almost wonder if I need to go back and look at my model and some of my stuff I've done this week and add some more around the green, waiting, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to need some heavy around the green skills, qualities, because of all the greens are just going to miss by how this course plays. Greens seem to be easy. This is this is why I'm putting so well, guys. We're back on bent grass. It's the purest. It's what Dan and I play on every day when we actually get out and get some golf in. But yeah, we're from the north. This is nice to see some bent grass. Maybe that's why I do so well here and at Augusta. I'm naturally a bent grass putter, I guess. Hey, look, another par four, and here is one where it is telling me to use a 3-wood because look at this landing area compared to having to go over trees or around trees. I feel like I can
It's
still
kind
do
of a
this.
little bit around, yeah.
I feel like I can. I'm gonna have to zoom in to see where I'm landing here. I think I can go over these trees. We'll find out. We're gonna put my fairway streak in jeopardy, but yeah, another hard. You see it's only 7,000 yards. Well, yeah, but it's a par 70, And a course can play a lot longer when they throw a goddamn dog leg on every single hole. Like when there's just not any straight holes where you can just let your driver eat and let it roll. My God, please clear this tree. Oh man, by a couple leaf lengths. Well, that's the thing too. If you try to go heavy like this, the way your ball is traveling, unless you can really put the movement on it and really shape the shot, is it's going to be bouncing and then working its way across the fairway, and you could hit a very nice shot into the middle of the fairway and watch it bounce, out into the rough, which we've avoided for the most part. Just on that second shot on the par five so far. Another nice. I mean, these greens are kind of massive on some of these holes.
Then that is a design flaw by whoever created it in the game because they're actually the fourth smallest greens.
Maybe I'm just saying that because of the shape of this one. It seems like if they put a pin in the back of this one, this is gonna play pretty easy. Like I would have the pin here, and I would have the pin on the front left, and that might be it. Like I wouldn't futz with putting the pin in the back and letting people have that run up to this one, if you want to make this play tough, because it's the kind of green where putting a back pin location is gonna make this easy shot, easier than that even.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you're just pin hunting out there today.
Can't quite find the hole from the fairway today, but still, it makes the putting stats a little easier when I don't have to work for it. Those are just good pants too. So 600 for 7, par 3 looming. I'm sitting here like it looks like I'm concentrating on golf. All I'm doing is thinking about that ninth hole, thinking about that par 3 that's coming up. Although this is a long one. I want to look at the map here. Not so much of a dog leg, a little more straightforward, maybe slightly left, but again, all these fairway bunkers, one kind of guarding this area. If you're wayward left, it's rough, or if you're wayward left enough. We found out we could do that last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or was that where we hit one into the next fairway over and they didn't penalize me?
So. Oh yeah.
We're going to avoid that fairway bunker, try to keep this one dead center. It's a beautiful day in Maryland.
Yeah, I was playing a course. I don't remember if it was one of the courses we were trying to play or if I was just playing around with some other courses. But yeah, I did that and just drove it into another fairway and had a nice look to the green from there. So yeah, I mean it's possible. And shout out to anyone who creates golf courses still for this game because I mean you guys, you're the real heroes.
You're the real MVP.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Whether it's a course that the tour is going to play or not, like.
Well, that's the thing.
The designability.
This one, so this course was named TPC Potomac, and then in parentheses, Wells Fargo, as in someone just made it. So someone took the time to put the. Have you ever played with the course designer?
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's really fun.
I made one hole.
It's just
Like if you weren't
maybe
if you were just making a hole to have fun and like here's how I would design it from scratch, it's very fun. I enjoyed that part. But then I said, how hard would it be to make this course I can't find? And I tried to mimic a hole, and that was a disaster. I spent like 2 hours and realized like, am I gonna spend 36 hours making this course? There's no chance. There's no chance I can do that.
Well, if I ever get around to getting a new controller with an A button that is not completely busted, I will.
Another tough green.
Build a course that you can play at the end of the year. Like I will try to come up with a course that you're not as familiar. Maybe you can't just go out and scorch.
I did one.
But it also requires a lot of work.
I did like the custom course thing once, and I made it like 80% water, where there were some holes where you had to like the fairway was gone from like 150 to 400 yards, so you had to go around it by hitting it into like one you had to hit it off the clubhouse essentially to put it somewhere where you could hit it to the next part of the fairway. So you can make some tough ones if you want. This is a tough one here. Another tough 3, long 3. I'm hitting a 4 hybrid. I'm trying to shape it a little, see if it can follow the kind of the slope of this green as it maybe trickles up and goes a little closer to the hole. Leaves me with like a 24-footer though. Not great for.
No,
Jesus, look at that.
Take your
look at the top of the pin there. 24 feet.
Yeah.
Getting good at guessing at that. But to be fair, this doesn't break much. I have a shot at a nice long putt. I'm going to aim a little bit to the left. It does break a touch, although I'm giving this a pretty heavy push to get it down this far. Man, that broke even more than I thought, and it's just not going to quite tickle the edge. Par threes, even. We'll go birdie every 4-5, and then we'll just, it still gets to 14 under. That's still a 56. That's livable. Although I felt like that was a makeable putt, so that's my first thing that's going to keep me up tonight. I don't sleep after these rounds. Right into a 5. Heavy dog leg. Probably no cheating here. There's no fairway over here to cheat with. Is it just like, actually I kind of want to look at this house if we're just doing stuff. You seeing this? Look at the size of this beast. That's got to be the clubhouse. I'm gonna say that can't be somebody's home. Possibly. Now I'm lost. All right. Yeah, I know. I got lost there. A little creek that runs along here. If you hit it too far, you can see in the game at least the fairway ends. So that's an issue. You don't want to be hitting your second shot out of the rough. I'm going to lay off a little, even though I'm hitting driver. I'm going to hit like 70, 80% driver and just let it run up. If you leave it too short, though, you're going to... Oh, this is running way too fast for my liking. Slow down, buddy. All right.
Ball. Chill.
Still 237 to the hole with a horrible pin location for guys like me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, those where you have to hit 5 iron or a wood when they put the pin in the front, it is brutal. That is just absolutely
We'll see what this does with the 3-wood. I'm going to land it just short of that little inlet of rough. I think this is going to bounce left. Yep. That's not horrible, although it did roll a little further than I'd hoped. A lot further than I'd hoped. Leaving me a 36-footer here. Let's see. Still 28. I guess I'm not so good at guessing. Still a 28-foot eagle putt. Can live with. I'm just going to lag this up here. Make sure I get my birdie. End up with my 56. It's going to break a little more than I thought. But, right at the end it did break quite a bit. A little annoying. Feel like I'm leaving some strokes out there today, Dan.
It'll happen. I mean, it's a tough course.
It's a tough game. This game, not this, but the game of golf.
I mean, you'll take a birdie. I know we get greedy with eagles, but you want to take your birdie. Now, I gave the tease earlier. I only had difficulty on one course. The course hole on this course rather. The 470-yard par 4 11th hole was the highest scoring hole on tour in 2017. 4.42 average.
Put it out in the woods.
Now, one thing I'm genuinely curious about is like what kind of field this event would draw year to year, because I think that kind of stuff matters too. Like if you have a better field or if you have a weaker field at a tough course, like the scoring is going to be off a little bit. And this used to be a B, like very much considered a B event. Guys did not come to play here very often. This course actually used to have all kinds of problems with like flooding and stuff like that. And then they redesigned it in the aughts to make it a little bit more sustainable and improve the quality of golf that could be played here.
Cute little footbridge. Honestly, if you let this run too far and you get too close to those trees, it kind of impedes your shot. Like you don't want to overdrive this. I don't think anyone's laying up and trying to hit this fairway. Like people should be able to hit it 250 here no matter what. And then it is only then you only have a 9-iron into this. It's not so bad. I'm probably going to hit an 8 here so I can get a little extra loft on it or a little extra backspin. We're just going to let this hit the pin and get our birdie putt. But yeah, this hole, I'm still in derby mode here. This hole looks tough. Like you're right. And there's pin 3.
Oh, another one.
We should keep track of that. I have been today, but I just also have I ever gone through a round you think without an eagle? Maybe just that one where I forgot to set the settings down. I was playing a 50.
Yeah, probably whenever we played. Whatever. I don't remember which one that was that you played where you did that,
I
but that was
played like
probably the
2
one.
under for the round that was
Yeah.
rough. All right, hey, guess what? It's a par 3. This is probably the shortest par 3. So this is play just like Augusta. 12, not too bad. Pretty straightforward.
168, yeah, by a pretty wide margin.
The theme here, look, they have a. Is this an alt green or is that just a
I'm guessing that's a
like where they cut the
design
pins?
flaw?
I don't know. Sometimes.
Or if you hit it too far and hit it in the water,
Oh, that's a tee
it's a drop
box.
area? Oh.
I don't know why the tee
Why are
box
there
is half green. That's gonna be interesting when we
why
get
is
to
the
it.
green mark?
I don't
No
know.
clue.
That's
No
wild.
clue.
All right, we're gonna hit a 5 here. We're gonna get some loft on it. This is gonna carry a little. We're gonna put it back here. See if I can get something. But look at the end. You get sort of the edges of this green, and there's some nasty runoff areas. So we want to keep this nice and snug to the hole. The theme has been just really, really mean pin locations so far.
Oh, come on.
Cut some lip.
Really?
You don't give me no lip, course.
You got to be kidding me, man.
Yeah, we almost had our eagle. There was our eagle.
Below it. There it was.
But the nice part is I can play.
The spoiler is.
What's that?
Did you just have like a window pop up on your screen, or am I saying things?
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Oh, okay. That's what made me laugh.
It had like a power shell thing. All right.
Yeah.
Another one, another nasty
I
fairway.
think your CPU's a little overloaded, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's probably not loving all this. I need to get a gaming rig in here. I think that's my next purchase. All right, 13 before we get to the fun one. Pretty straightforward, but as all of them, there's 75 goddamn bunkers around the green. A lot of runoff areas, and there's a choke point on the fairway again. Big water here too. I don't know if the water's going to come into play much. I don't think you're going to see a ton of water balls. Like it's there, but it would have to be some pretty poor shots to find the water. Oh man, there goes my fairways.
It's 9 holes with water danger, and water danger holes rank 11th most out of 54 courses on tour. So maybe the designer didn't make the water as prevalent as it will be on the course, which is always a problem when you're dealing with people who are making these courses for you.
That was rough. I didn't get all of that. Do you see that?
Oh man,
I didn't get to the white. This is the most embarrassing hole I've ever had. I'm gonna miss this putt now.
Oh no, no bogeys, Andy.
No bogeys. Team no bogeys.
No bogeys.
That's what happened for getting cocky on the par 3. I miss hit a chip. Like that chip was going in. That was aimed perfectly. That sucked. That went from eagle to par in a hurry there. That's we're all human. All right. So here's it's telling me, hey, use a 3-wood, Andy. What? Maybe you should lay up here. There's 0 chance because this is your one shot. You only get it. These are few and far between. This is your hole-in-one on a par 4 hole. There's one of these at the 3M at TPC Twin Cities. I sat there for like 2 hours watching guys drive the green. Guys went past the hole with their tee shots.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like nothing I wanted more in life to be sitting there. It's like you with the 1-point safeties. I want to say I saw the par 4 hole-in-one. This is tough because I'm going to have to probably land this on the lip unless I get it. Actually, we're just going to go for it. It's either going to go in the hole or it's going to go way past the hole. So I'm going to get under it a little, let this run. The hole is 294. So if we land it, maybe let's say 18 yards short with this. Let's look at the little geometry here. Oh man, it's going to bounce a little to the left. So yeah, we're driving the green, and you're gonna have an eagle putt. There's gonna be plenty of people who are gonna be able to find the green. Like the whole day, we've been talking about how hard this course is, and this is another nasty hole. This is tough. Like this is the one where there's gonna be people with 10-foot eagle putts on a par 4.
Yeah.
Because if you can manage this right with even some people with a real heavy par 3 or a 3-wood. There's people that are gonna be able to reach this.
There's a drivable par 4 at TPC River Highlands as well, and I've played it on the game like at least 100 times trying to make a hole in one, and I think I pulled it off one time. Get in. Oh,
It's a game of inches measured in yards.
mm.
I do have a par 4 hole in one on the game, and it was one of those where the green isn't quite drivable, and it was you know what I mean by like a sideways green. It was long from side to side, with a big fairway bunker in front of it, and there's just like maybe 3 yards of rough, on a slope, and I could just hit that. That's as far as I could hit the ball and land it. And I said, I'm going to try to get this on the green. And I hit that, and the thing just popped up in the air, and I didn't know where it was going to go, and it just slowly trickles and went in. And it was another one of those game glitches where my character was just completely nonplussed by the hole in one. Didn't give a shit. Just they show him bending over and picking the tee up. Like, yep, that was a good tee shot. All right, we're back to the normality.
The animations
500
are
yards
a little
par
weird.
Fours. So 500 yard par 4 here. Not easy.
This is the longest one on the course. This is 490 yards. So the version that I told you to play that you couldn't find on the game for some reason, it was a spot on, like this looks like it is exactly what the course should be, except for some reason they made this 490 yard hole a par 5. Whoever created it.
Sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think PGA Tour players should be playing par 5s under 500 yards.
It's fun. It's fun for scoring.
Unless you're putting like the old actual wooden clubs, making them play like the old wooden
Persimmon?
clubs.
Oh, don't run too far, guys.
Oh.
That was a kind of a tough 4. Just because you're going to hit a long second shot here. And if you take this one and the last one and average them, it's like 400 yards. So that's not so bad. Cumulative, not horrible. I'm going to hit this pretty hard, see if it stays there. Get in. Once in a while, we're going to get a lip that goes in. Thank you. Got a nice lipper. So we got 3 holes. I was hoping for the 56. Got 3 holes to find 2 shots. And we're through the 2 toughest par 3s, I think. We're through the toughest par 4. This is just a 400 yarder. I don't know. Maybe the game is out of date on this.
412.
Okay.
412. So close enough.
The way the pin's playing, that's probably fair. It's another one too. If I land it in my normal landing zone, I'm hitting my second shot out of the rough.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, I'm going to do that anyway. Is that uphill? Now I'm going to be hitting off a hill. I'm going to have to lay this up a little. This is another one where this is probably a 3-wood or a layup for some people. Which is boring to me in one sense, but also interesting in like the tactical sense of attacking a hole and playing it properly. And you know what? That was about right. I hit it 250, it rolled 50, and it leaves me with about $150. Not even 100. My math is horrible. If you can get all the way to the end of this one, the end of this apron here, my God, these pin locations. Why would they do this to professional golfers? Make them look stupid. These are tough. If they make these this tough and these greens are firm as shit and the wind kicks up, my God, like I'm dead serious. We need to really, really think about changing some of the metrics I'm using for around the green. It's going to come in bigly. That's pin number 4.
Just so many. Yeah, so Frankie Molinari torched this course in 2018. He was 21 under, but the couple of times it was played before that, and it was PGA, Web.com, and Champions. The winning score was around 7 or 8. So we'll see what happens. That was all after the big refurb, like when it was the Booz Allen Classic, which is a great name for a tournament, by the way. It was not a really particularly tough course. Did you get that off the rocks?
I tried to. I was going to see if I could get it in the hole off a rock. Can you imagine if I'd have put it in the hole off a rock?
That would have been pretty spectacular.
I mean, no one's ever done that. Like that would have just been something that hasn't been done. So I wanted to try.
Yeah, you see the guys at Sawgrass who will hit the wooden the wooden planks surrounding the green to like pop onto the green. But if you could. Oh, you're just
Pin.
pin ripping today. Is that 5?
That is 5, and we'll take a par. That's not bad for hitting a rock and having it carom. Carom is brought to you by the word carom today. Sideways 40 yards. That wasn't so bad. I did try to hit the rock again. Can you imagine, like that 1 in a million chance where it just pops up and just swishes right in the hole? All right, closing it. It looks like it's starting to get to be nightfall here. I guess I played in the evening. I'm getting twilight rates, which is nice because these aren't cheap courses. Looking at the final hole, is it pretty straightforward, but again, pretty long. 478 yards, Jesus. And really, so I did hit those rocks, and that was fun and all. But man, if you're getting close to those rocks, you're getting way too close to that water. That maybe is the one where if the wind kicks up, the water is in play there. So maybe I was wrong about not seeing a ton of water balls. Maybe we see a couple there. Spieth isn't here though.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I wanted to see because I think TPC Louisiana is a public course. I'm assuming most of the TPC courses are private, and this one is. And I was looking at their website just now, and some of the perks that come with being a TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm member. They have Lobster Fest, they have Sushi and Sake Night, they have Prime Rib Night, and Butcher's Block Steak Club tastings. So
all of that
seems
sounds
like I would
right
enjoyable.
up my alley.
Yeah.
Hey, this must be that clubhouse I was looking at from the other green. Remember that? I looked at the back of that house. I mean, it makes sense. We're on the 18th. That has to be the clubhouse. So let's take a little look around. Looks like there's some house, just like any TBC. Fucking people buying houses on the course, trying to sell me Gatorades from their backyard. But yeah, 154 out. No eagles yet. Man, I have to reline up the shot because this is it. We're gonna bump it. Oh, that was too much of a bump. We're gonna bump it. We got mostly backspin, 6-yard carry. All right, this is my last chance for eagle. At least one more pin hit. 6 pin hits would be a record for as long as we've been keeping track, which is today.
Today?
Oh, couldn't get the hole nor the pin, but a pretty good round, I'd say, all in all. And you know what? For 5 minutes before the show started, finding this course and saying, hopefully this is pretty accurate. This seemed pretty accurate. I pulled up the scorecard too there.
Yeah.
This was nuts on. Good job for whoever built this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they built that mansion.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like,
BetSperts National, the one that I create for you, won't probably be that in depth.
No,
it'll probably have a lot of water.
Well, again, like who put in the? Because another one that isn't official is Harbor Town. Like, how did they build that big, the big lighthouse and the boat that we were going to hit it on?
I'm guessing they put that stuff in the game because they know people will try to create it.